If you're looking for a new home with minimal maintenance in the Minneapolis area, this video is going to be perfect for you. Today, we're talking about new construction, pros, cons, and everything in between. You're going to want to stick around to the end of the video to hear what my favorite, most recent client custom home construction was, who built it, where it is, what it looks like. Stay tuned. First pro, this especially applies if you're doing a custom new construction home, is you get to pick everything out. It's amazing. You can pick out what chandelier you have in your dining room, the flooring type, the cabinets, the counters, the tile. Literally, the world is your oyster in custom home construction. If you like picking everything out, a new custom home is a fantastic thing. I recently had a client build in St. Louis Park, and they put in a dog bath in their mudroom. Sounds silly, but they got a big dog and they've got a young kid, and you know, when the dog goes out, gets all muddy, they can just bring them right in the garage, chuck them in the dog bath, clean them right out. So that's a good example of something you can do with new construction. You're probably not gonna find many dog baths if you're looking on the market for an existing home. The first con, same as the first pro. You get to pick everything out, but this time it's, you have to pick everything out. You might get a little bit exhausted by the end of the project when they're asking you how much pile you want on your carpet, or what kind of pad you want underneath it, or what kind of doorknobs do you want, or kitchen hardware, or appliances. The list becomes very endless, and having help or a really good idea about what you want is very important. So sometimes bring in a designer or a family friend that can give a new set of eyes and help you make some of those decisions is an important thing to consider. Pro number two, very low maintenance. New construction homes typically have a lot less work needed. You look at it from, you know, an appliance perspective. All the materials are brand new, obviously, so the cabinets aren't going to fall apart as fast. The refrigerator's not going to break as soon as an existing home potentially. But you go on to things like the furnace, the air conditioning, the water heater, water softener, air-to-air exchange. All these things are brand new, and they're big ticket items. The siding, the roof, the windows, these are expensive things to replace, and when you build new, it's all brand new, so you don't need to replace it. And then you go down the line and you look at things like landscaping, right? Which you may not consider when you're buying an existing home or deciding between an existing home and new construction. But you know, the grass being brand new sod with an irrigation system is a lot different than, say, the home that me and my wife bought. That was absolutely awful grass everywhere. So then we had to spend 3 years fixing it up. So, you know, you look at things like that with new construction and you start to realize that having everything new and more maintenance free, considering a lot of these new materials are requiring less maintenance, is a super big pro for building new construction. Con number two, sure, everything's new, right? But given that the useful life of a lot of appliances is around the same age, you know, you could end up with a broken fridge, dishwasher, stove, microwave, all in the same year. Not super fun, huh? So you don't have the staggered potential of potentially having that an existing home might have, where some of the appliances are different ages. A good example of that would be if there's no hailstorm in the first 20 years, you know, your windows, your roof, and your furnace and AC are probably all going to be due kind of around the same time. So something to consider is just understanding how those appliances are working, how some of those mechanicals are working, and making sure that you stretch out the useful life as long as you can and prepare for when they are going to start to fail and need to be replaced. Third pro, in our area, you know, I've talked a little bit about custom home construction, but there's also some national builders that offer not as much of a custom touch, but some selection, personalization that you can do. One nice thing about that is, obviously, like I said on one of the cons, you know, you don't have to pick everything out. You just have to pick out more minimal number of things. But another pro that goes along with buying in a new development, like one that Lennar or DR Horton or Pulte would be building out, is they offer tons of amenities. A lot of them have sidewalks, streets pretty much on both sides of every street. They've got amazing parks. Some of them even have pools and clubhouses, you know, for you to enjoy with your neighbors. They have a great sense of community in a lot of these neighborhoods, and so that's a fantastic pro and something certainly to think about if you're considering building a new home here in the Twin Cities. Con number three, new construction is expensive. Here in the Twin Cities, I mean, if you go to the fourth ring suburbs, you can get stuff around $300,000, but most of the time especially here in the West Metro where we operate a lot and a lot of my new construction clients have been building, you can expect to be in the low mid fives all the way up to $1 million plus to do new construction. You could think about this as similar to other industries, right? If you buy a new car or a new boat or a new RV, all of these things cost more money than buying something existing because the house actually, potentially there's some depreciation in those items. On houses, you start to see appreciation, but the starting point for the homes, if they were older, was obviously a lot cheaper when they were built. So depending on what area you're in, new construction can be significantly more expensive. There are certain areas, Plymouth, Minnesota being one, where I've had a lot of clients build and actually probably get a little bit better pricing than I think they would have gotten in existing for what they were looking for. There's certain pockets where homes were built. A lot of the existing home market was built at a certain time, and the style or the layouts didn't quite fit as well with clients, and so going the new construction route in those areas has been fairly cost effective. But overall, con number 3, building a new home is pretty expensive. You stuck around this long, so I'm going to tell you about my most recent and favorite new construction project that my client just built, that we just worked on. It was in Deep Haven, Minnesota, in the famed neighborhood of Cottagewood, where there's a general store still back from the 1800s. Amazing beaches. It's almost on a peninsula, so you can see the water of Lake Minnetonka from a lot of different areas. Feels like Cape Cod. They built a Dutch colonial, so it fit right in. 2 barn roofs on the front, white, open concepts, incredible finishes, built by Gagne Custom Homes. It's a fantastic project, and I really enjoyed working on it. I'm AJ Pedersen. I run a small residential real estate team here in the Twin Cities. We help people move into the Twin Cities. We help people move out of the Twin Cities or within the Twin Cities. We love helping buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. So if you ever need anything, you can reach us with the contact information below. Thanks for watching.